I'm going to refrain from giving policy advice to the Bulgarian government about specific policy with regard to Kosovo. In particular, Bulgaria is certainly one of those 22 countries, I think, EU members that have recognized Kosovo. And ultimately, the path to stability is to get Serbia to recognize Kosovo. It's a long path, but that's the end goal. That's a consistent and persistent positions of the European states and in the EU, even though we have a number of EU states, 5 of them, that have not recognized Kosovo. Ultimately, that's the end goal. It is easy to expect that the Western Balkans are the weak spot in the, along with other places that can weaken the common European position, the coordinated EU efforts, and that can cause rifts. Of course, rifts can also happen in particularly Eastern Europe, in Slovakia, in Hungary, in Bulgaria also, where naturally the pro-Russian influence is pretty robust and pretty powerful, and has been in the last 3 years. I've looked into some public opinion data, and it's clearly they're the so-called the outliers, or the subgroupings of the pro-Russia, along with Greece, of course, and Cyprus. And so, of course, they're naturally going to try to weaken that weak link. That's the place where you want to hit, and that was where the Russian, Putin's Russia, and its own interests are going to try to weaken the European Union, the European position, and the so-called Western Front. We should expect that, but at the same time, we have to be also cognizant that in case of Serbia, in case of Bosnia, and in case of Kosovo, that's probably the place where Russian policy has to be very masterful in order to be successful. Because it's still Europe's backyard, and still Europe puts a lot of efforts, and Russians, despite all of their traditional and non-traditional methods through hybrid propaganda, hybrid campaigns, they're still not probably going to be as successful as they might be in the Middle East or in Asia, where they naturally the rifts are far bigger, and of course the stakes are also far bigger. But the Western Balkans could be a great prize for Putin if it cracks down and turns pro-Russian. But again, the price of doing that in this small fragmented society, the cost of doing that particularly for the local elites is too high, and I don't think that the local elites and societies will be able to will accept that and switch fundamentally their foreign policy. That's why they're trying to balance. Even Vucic is trying to play both ways. Bulgaria, as far as I could say, Bulgaria has its own interest in Serbia related to the Bulgarian communities there. Bulgaria needs Serbia as a partner, but Bulgaria also has to be very articulate, as far as I could say, in policy advice, in conditions and criteria and expectations that it has with regard to the Serbian side that need to be met in order for Serbia to move forward. In the end of the day, Bulgaria is a part of the EU. This is the EU border, and Serbia needs to feel the pressure of the EU border.